The views and opinions expressed on this program are not necessarily those of this station, JVC Broadcasting Management, or its sponsors.
Burnout is reaching an all-time high due to the pandemic. Hi, my name is Tom Marino, and I'm the founder of Monarch Life Coaching. For years, I've guided my clients through the maze of obstacles that block the road to success by using the power of their choice. Through personal coaching tailored to their needs, my clients have achieved success both personally and professionally. Please contact me, Tom Marino, by visiting tommarino.com. That's tommarino.com. Don't let your fears and feelings of overwhelm hold you back anymore. Let me help you to remove these obstacles. Whether you are an entrepreneur, small business owner, or an executive, let me help you to achieve harmony and avoid burnout. Please visit tommarino.com or call 516-588-0750. That's 516-588-0750. Tom Marino Coaching. Choose your adrenalized life. Good afternoon. It's Thursday, 3 o'clock, and if it's been a long week for you, I'm glad you're here because it's time for your adrenaline rush. That's right, it's Thursday afternoon, and this is the Tom Marino Show, and we're going to adrenalize you right now. Get that blood flowing. Are you excited? Are you pumped? And don't worry if you're not. That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to pump you up. Do you remember that skit from Saturday Night Live? Hans and Franz, we're here to pump you up. Yeah, it's time to get adrenalize and get ready to rock and roll. Again, I'm Tom Marino, life coach, executive coach, and I'm the host of this show, The Tom Marino Show. So what are we going to talk about today, folks? Well, I'm not sure how many of you are fans of The Office, but I've been a big fan of The Office for a very long time now, and I hate to admit this, but I've actually watched all 9 seasons 4 times all the way through. Yes, not binge watching, sitting on my couch, having nothing but frozen yogurt, but I have watched it exercising, working out. Even now, I listen to it. And I every time you go through an episode or you watch it again, you see something new, right? Sometimes when we're watching something for the first time, we miss a few things. And what I love about rewatching it is you pick up something different each time. And last week, I was watching the last episode. And in one of the talking heads, they were talking to the character Pam, and she was reflecting on her journey. And she said, and I'm going to paraphrase this just a bit, she said, "It took me so long to do so many important things. It's just hard to accept that I spent so many years being less happy than I could have been. If someone out there sees this documentary and says to themselves, be strong, trust yourself, love yourself, conquer your fears. Just go after what you want and act fast because life isn't that long." And this really got me thinking about how many of us have said, I could be happier. I don't know how to conquer my fears. I don't know how to love myself or trust myself. And it really resonated for me because that's something I often hear from my clients. I often hear them say, I don't know how to take care of me. I'm not as happy as I want to be. I'm not doing what I want. And there's a lot that's involved in what you want. You know, what do you want to be true about your life? Right now, you're sitting in the car or you're working out, you're out for a run and you're listening to this show and you're going through that inner monologue that we go through when we're exercising or when we're driving or we're just sitting there thinking about something, and we're hearing all these things. And sometimes the questions that come up is what am I supposed to be doing? What am I supposed to be doing now? What's next for me? What do I want? And one of the first things I ask clients when they come to me and they're stuck, I say, well, what do you want? Some have an idea of what they want, but they don't always know exactly what it is. And yet others have absolutely no idea. I'm working with a client right now, and we had a great conversation last night. And one of the questions I ask during one of my opening sessions with a client is what do you dream about? What dreams do you have? And this client has actually said to me, he doesn't dream. How do you not dream? I thought. How do you not have a dream of something? This is where the ego of the adult kills the imagination of the child. And when we don't think about and dream about things, we're hurting ourselves. We all need to have a dream, right? My son is a baseball player, and I know with every fiber of his being, he dreams about becoming a Major League Baseball player and being in the major leagues. That's an awesome dream for a kid. But why don't we as adults dream about things like that? Go after what you want. Listen to the words that Pam said in that talking head. Go after what you want. But it really comes down to, what is your mindset, right? The first step in my choice model is clarifying your mindset. That's what the letter C represents. And I'll teach you what the CHOICE all represents as we go through these different episodes. And the letter C is about clarifying your mindset. And you're probably saying, Tom, what are you talking about? What is clarifying your mindset? And clarifying your mindset is understanding what mindset you want to carry forward and be true for your life. Okay? We struggle with our mindset. We struggle with being positive versus being negative. We struggle with this idea of a fixed mindset versus a growth mindset. And we're going to talk a little bit about that today. If you're just tuning in, this is Tom Marino on the Tom Marino Show. Thank you so much for joining. For those of you who would like to reach out and contact me, please visit my website at tommarino.com. That's tommarino.com. Marino spelled just like Dan, not related, but tommarino.com. And going back to talking about our mindset, what is a fixed mindset? Well, Stanford professor Carol Dweck, in her book called Mindset, described people when they're in a fixed mindset who see their qualities as fixed traits that cannot be changed. Wait a second. Fixed traits that cannot be changed. The coaching is about people changing, right? So if you are stuck right now, if you don't see that you can make a change, if you don't have options to create for yourself to make those changes, you may be stuck in a fixed mindset. The growth mindset, the opposite of the fixed mindset, is one where people with a growth mindset feel that their skills and intelligence can be improved with effort and persistence. The growth mindset embraces challenges, doesn't run away from them, right? If you're in a fixed mindset, you believe that either you're born naturally to play baseball or that you really never could develop into a baseball player. It's funny. I was reading last night on Twitter, somebody posted that if you ever tell a kid under the age of 14 to quit baseball because they're not any good and they haven't hit puberty yet, you're selling a kid short. You're teaching them about fixed mindsets. You're making them stuck. You're creating a world where change cannot happen. When you have a growth mindset and you approach the world with a growth mindset, you embrace challenge. You understand that every situation, there's an opportunity for learning. And that's the difference. What is your mindset? Are you sitting there right now? Are you running? Are you biking? Are you listening to this show and saying, I'm fixed, I'm stuck, I don't see that I can change? Or are you someone who's embraced that growth mindset and you're excelling because of it? That's the difference. If you are a person who's in the fixed mindset, if you're stuck, if you're not able to see that you can make change, you're going to live very complacently. You're going to live a life where things could be better. Just like Pam said, I could have been happier. Why did I wait so long to make these changes? And if you follow The Office, you know the character development there. She gets stuck in her little world because she doesn't have confidence in herself. And that's what people in a fixed mindset suffer from, a lack of confidence. They don't believe in themselves. They don't trust themselves. They don't see that they can conquer their fears. They don't go after what they want. They see obstacles in the way and they put up barriers for those obstacles. And that becomes what makes the difference between people in the world who can change versus who can't. It's living in that fixed mindset. So I want to clarify your mindset with you today. Are you in a fixed mindset or are you in a growth mindset? All right, we're going to take a quick break. This is Tom Marino and the Tom Marino Show. Again, if you'd like to contact me, you can reach me at tommarino.com. That's tommarino.com. We'll be right back talking more about how to clarify your mindset. See you soon.
I could go to space with the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without.
And we are back. Welcome back to the Tom Marino Show. I'm your host, life coach, executive coach, Tom Marino. And today we're talking about clarifying your mindset. And so far we've talked about the difference between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. And I'll summarize it real quickly for you. The fixed mindset, complacency, being stuck, lack of development, not accepting challenges. Growth mindset, new ideas, learning, developing, embracing challenge, understanding that change can happen. So, sometimes when I get into the conversations with my clients about their different mindsets, there's a ton of different mindsets. You could call fixed, growth, positive, negative mindset. You can talk about the levels of consciousness, and there's, I'm going to just touch on that very briefly. There's the first two levels of consciousness, to me versus for me, right? To me is that woe is me mindset. Okay. Everything in the world that happens, all the things that happen, they happen to me, right? I become the victim. Woe is me that I'm suffering through all of this stuff, right? But if you have a growth mindset, if you have a for me mindset, you see that everything, good or bad, is an opportunity to make a difference, to make a change in your own life, to learn from something. That's the difference between a to me and a for me, is recognizing that learning can happen and growth happens as a result of it, and you can change. So one of the things that I do with my clients is I walk them through the different zones and explain coaching to them as coming from your comfort zone and moving into your growth zone, right? Because a lot of times, if you're feeling stuck right now, if you're not happy with the way things are in your life and you want something else to be true about your life, you've got to come out of your comfort zone. Right? We all come out of our comfort zone. Hey, I'm doing a radio show here. This is out of my comfort zone. This is something I've never done before. And of course, I have my own understanding of what I'm doing, but it's all towards growth and learning. And coming out of that comfort zone and putting yourself out there, you enter a fear zone, right? You feel really nice and safe in your comfort zone. Okay? That's where we like to live, is in our safety. And because that's where we know we have security and we have approval and that we have control, right? In your comfort zone, you can control things. The second you leave your comfort zone, people feel a loss of control, right? You come into this fear zone, and in the fear zone, you lack confidence. You find excuses, and you embrace a bit of that to me mindset. You get affected by others' opinions of you. I was working with a client this morning who struggles with confidence. And I said to him, if you're going to be confident, you have to decide who controls that. And he didn't understand at first what I was talking about. And I want to touch on this as the locus of control. Either you have an internal locus of control or you have an external locus of control. And by an external locus of control, we're talking about when things happen in the world and they happen for you, but you see them as happening to you, and you let others' opinions and others' judgments of you make you feel a certain way, right? So if somebody in the world doesn't like you, if you have an external locus of control, you feel bad about yourself because that person doesn't like you. But if you have an internal locus of control, if you see that you can control things, you can easily say, well, I like me and you don't. That's not my problem. That's yours. And that's fine. But that's the difference when we control things internally versus having external control. And when we enter the fear zone, if we let our fears get the best of us, if we let other people's judgments get the best of us, we're giving over the control to external factors. Maintain your internal control. We may not always be able to control what happens, but we always can control what we do in response to those things that happen. You always have control. When you have an internal locus of control, no matter the situation, no matter what's happening for you, you recognize that you are in control. When you recognize that locus of control and you recognize your fears, you don't allow your fears to paralyze you from moving forward, right? You know, if you're living right now not happy because it's not the way you want things to be, well, you can control that. You can decide to adjust how you look at that. If you're stay in a fixed mindset, you're not going to be able to change that. But if you embrace a growth mindset, change will happen because you will take action towards those changes. Coming into the fear zone, yeah, it's scary. There's always the unknown that we are afraid of. But if you really think about it, there's some things that you don't know that you're willing to take risks on. And that's the difference between letting your fear paralyze you and embracing your fear and carrying it along the way with you as information. Make fear your partner. And we'll talk more about that in integrating fear, which is the I in choice. But, you know, we're talking right now, if you're just joining us, we're talking about clarifying your mindset. And we're talking about the different mindsets and how we move to making change in our lives and going after what we want. And coming out of the fear zone, embracing an internal locus of control, seeing that you can control the narrative, you can move into a learning zone. And that's the third zone. So you can push from comfort zone to fear zone to the learning zone. And when you're in the learning zone, you deal with challenges and problems. You embrace new opportunities. You acquire new skills. There you acquire new skills. You mean I can learn something new? Yes, you can learn something new. That's the beginning of the growth mindset, is when you've entered the learning zone. You are extending your comfort zone when you're in the learning zone. And then eventually you move into the growth zone. And that's where you find purpose. And, you know, that's a lot of what people are struggling with, right? People want to find what their purpose is in life, right? We've been through a pandemic. We've lost the sense of ourselves in some way. And we're trying to find, why am I here? Am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing in this lifetime? And people are searching for purpose. And I got news for you. It's right there. You just have to uncover it. One of the ways I encourage people to uncover their purpose is to ask yourself, what are you really good at naturally? Something that you don't have to think about, something that you can do every day. Naturally, I'm a talker, so that's easy, right? For me, that's an easy thing to talk and engage with people and even talk to you today through this show. And if that's something that comes naturally to you, then embrace it and figure out how to use it and drive to what you want. I love helping people. I love helping watch people succeed. I love doing those things. That's why I'm a coach. But finding your purpose lies in those natural skills and abilities, not necessarily something that you learned in school, because in school, your creativity sometimes is diminished because you get caught up in routine and litany and whatever else they're feeding to you in school, right? And you get caught up in those things. But the point is that what you do naturally, there's a reason you do it naturally. And that's where your purpose lies. But if you're in a fixed mindset, you don't know that. If you're in a growth mindset, you want to figure that out. You want to understand it and you want to excel at it because you want to embrace that challenge to serve your purpose. The client I was talking about last night, he didn't know what he wanted to do. By the end of the conversation, he had a really good understanding of what he wanted to do. And the point is that he was willing to learn more about himself. He was willing to embrace what comes naturally to him. Well, that's it for today. This is the Tom Marino Show. Your host, Tom Marino. Reach me at tommarino.com. That's tommarino.com. Check out my book. Download my app. The app is available. It's called Bridge to Change. It's available on iTunes and on Google Play. Take a look at it and begin your journey to change. All right, this is Tom Marino signing off for today. I hope you've had a great rest of your afternoon and have a great weekend, and I hope you're pumped up. Choose your adrenalized life. See you next week.